SPR Therapeutics was spun out and formed as a company in 2010, and we were fortunate enough to have some grant funding to support our first year. And so at the end of 2010, we were looking at our forecast and our plans for 2011 and decided that at that time it would be the right time to seek external funding. So about a year after the company had been spun out from our parent company. And so at that time, I visited different folks in the region and started off with my contacts at BioEnterprise. And BioEnterprise, offered up a couple different options, and JumpStart was certainly one of them, given the state of where we were within our operations and so forth. It made a lot of sense to start speaking with the team at JumpStart. We were a little early for venture funding, and so it was the right fit to go ahead and start working with the team at JumpStart. We secured the funding from JumpStart, I believe, in April, and that allowed us to really infuse additional capital into our clinical trials. It allowed us to bring on an additional clinical site to get more patients into our clinical trials, and this, of course, accelerates things, and ultimately the goal is to accelerate to marketplace and to be able to complete the commercialization of the product. So by having that funding in, it allowed us to kind of go ahead and initiate those activities with those additional sites in the clinical trials. But it also then allowed me to start reaching out to additional external funding. And so at that time I could say to others, well, we have JumpStart funding. We now have been able to secure funding from JumpStart. They've vetted us, they've validated our business opportunity here, and so I started going out to others as well. And since the time of the JumpStart funding in April, I've now raised an additional $1 million in external funding from just private angel investors at this point. There's no better way to validate the business than by pitching it to others, pitching it to external resources, whether that's the National Institutes of Health or whether it's a venture capital group, whether it's an angel group, but pitching that to them and then saying, yes, I think this is a valuable effort and this is a valid business opportunity, and actually putting money in. So I'm proud that we've been able to raise money and that we've been able to advance the business to continue to impact patients' lives.